Now, folks, I want you to pay attention to a DORMAN product, okay? This is why guys like me seem kind of savage and hostile. I do thank YouTube now that you can curse sometimes and you can leave foul comments to idiots. I'm not an idiot, by the way. It's a brand new DORMAN product. See, it twisted, it buckled, it broke every place that you've got to work and manipulate this cable. See the white clip here that you pull back? Do you think that's me? See that? See the ear there? Those are ears. The other one's missing. That's what I'm showing you. See, it's missing on that side. Okay? They call me the King Silverado. Do you know why I'm the King Silverado? I even have a gold Silverado. Not a silver. I have a silver Silverado. I have the Super Sport and the other one. Like, I've never touched the Silverado because when I go back, I have a labor claim, and this is to Brian, the district manager. I want my money back in my account, okay, just for the labor, for this garbage. Now, I want you to look at the diameter, the thickness, because there's actually 6 thousandths. Problem is, that's what's wrong with China. They're making this with cheap garbage. See that? Recycled garbage. This won't even go back on the transmission. You see, that even broke out. I don't know which side. I'm putting it right up in the viewfinder. But I mean, that totally went to shit. It won't even go back on the pawl at the transmission. But the old one will. The old one snaps right back on. Boom, on. Okay? The only reason I took this cable out is at its age, I'm getting corrosion around the neutral safety switch. So I'm thinking maybe it was the interlock switch and all that other stuff. It's not. The interlock is totally free. It's corrosion around the neutral safety switch, which is part of the problem here, living in the Northeast, okay? But I mean, this is getting to be a real problem with AutoZone, like they don't owe you anything. I had this the cable from Scamazon. It was the same exact thing, just in a little bit different form, and the plastic, it just snaps, you know. But this cable is how much thicker? 6 thousandths thinner. That cable, you can't even bend it. This cable's a lot more flexible. This other cable, it takes some goddamn muscle because of all the plastic. Hey, add a little bit more metal cable and a little less fucking plastic, DORMAN, AutoZone. But anyway, I got it at AutoZone because, like I said, they treat you. I don't know if we're gonna go back to the Lowe's days. Oh well, it's homeowner grade. And then, like I said, they treat you like you're a moron, like you never worked on a vehicle. And I've snapped how many times. There's guys that quit. I said, I'm an A&P off a goddamn United States aircraft carrier with 2 fucking master's degrees. I said, because they don't know what specs are. I went through that with BikeBerry. I'm on YouTube now, maybe 13, 14 years. I have a long string of videos that go all the way back. And people, what's a spec? What the fuck do you mean, what is a spec? You know, if something is supposed to meet a specific tolerance, well, what's a tolerance? Well, the lack of Americans' education is showing. You know, when you can't get a doctor, like my doctor was on some exotic island. I was supposed to have back surgery in Lehigh Valley, fucked all that up. This is how it's happening, through wingnuts like AutoZone and stuff. They accept me. If not, I got to go to the court system. I've got to go to the magistrate. I'm going to start making a point. Okay, I had Bill Steen blow shit up my ass. Rough Country, Rancho, with their silly putty bushings and stuff like. Oh, I never heard of a fucking torque spec on a shock absorber. I swear to God, I've never heard. If not, you put a torque spec in the fucking box, clowns. But this stuff is unexcusable. And I like I said, I thank YouTube for letting me vent my frustration, because it's the second cable in and out of that truck. I can't get anything to work that doesn't snap, crackle, pop, and break. Okay? Don't blow smoke up my ass. Please, don't piss down my back and tell me it's raining. Okay? This shit is getting terminal with China. Okay? Get a goddamn product in there. Okay? And stop selling stuff. They want to sell me a factory cable for $100. I don't know. It was $151. If I have to, I'm going over to the dealer. It's 79 bucks at the fucking dealer, AutoZone. I don't know what's going on with these companies, but they better get their feces consolidated, because it's really starting to annoy people, especially when you've got an education. Okay? When you're talking to somebody that's an aviation fucking engineer, I'm not any goddamn moron you're talking to off the block. Okay? I can fly almost any goddamn aircraft made, except for some of this exotic military shit and the exotic planes. But I mean, basic aircraft, I can get in anything. I know how it operates. I know how it turns on. I can go with it. You know, it's like a vehicle. Don't give me the one where I didn't step on the brake pedal. I pushed the button to start it, and you got to be on the brake pedal. I think that was a Dodge Charger, that car. I felt like a real pile of monkey tits. And it happened to me a couple months later. I stepped into a Volvo that was like the same thing. And I got in the car, and I'm like pressing the button, and then that little light bulb went on. But I mean, sometimes things gag you. But I mean, some things are redundant, and you're trained for those things. And I'm trained for this. I've been after these Silverados for the last, I don't know, since I've been home from Iraq. I always wanted one. I told you these trucks were coming out before I went to Iraq. I always wanted one. I fell in love with them. And I'm still in love with them. I'll still drag one home in almost any shape. Okay? Because I'm in love with them. They're a very basic, functional piece of mechanical equipment that is not all that freaking complicated, except when you get garbage parts from AutoBone. And Advanced is no better. They sell the same goddamn exact shit. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching my videos.